Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is good. And how was your weekend? Did you do anything exciting? I was hoping to get the shoe dresser done this weekend. I am like a half hour away from being finished. It needs one more coat of finish on the whole thing, so cabinet and top. The top currently has 3 coats. The side, the cabinet and the drawers have 2 coats, or have 1 coat. They're only going to get 2. They don't really get handled, and maybe the knobs need a little buff or something. But it's basically done. It's probably more like an hour and a half of work when you factor in have to put the drawer slides back in and get them adjusted and then put them permanently in place and all that sort of stuff. But for the most part, it's done. I was hoping to get it done, but we ended up actually going to our local store's Lorcana event. So Lorcana Ravensburger has put together like a league play event sort of thing, kind of like Arena and Magic. The intention is that you go to these league days and you just play 3 matches. And you get points based on whether you win or lose. You get points for wearing Disney stuff, or certain game things could score points. And so we wanted to go because our local store is phenomenal. They have a really good. They're really good at fostering community, and that's been their main focus around Lorcana. They've been selling everything at MSRP. Aside from singles, obviously they're selling singles at market price, but I'll get to that in a second. They're selling things at MSRP. They've been holding product intentionally, not to sell it at a whatever, but so signing up for these league days, you pay $5 to get in, and you get your points or whatever, and at the end of the day, after you play your 3 matches and you turn your sheet back in, they give you a pack. So we each got a pack of cards, which was awesome. And they are holding product for those of us who are participating in the league to purchase. So they had a few starter decks that they held on to that were available to league players. Like, they're really trying to do the right thing. If you consider the right thing being playing in their league. So to us, it was awesome. We got to go, we got to play, met some new fans. Not fans, but like fans of the game. Played with them, had a good time. Got our points, got our packs. It was great. It was I would love to go back. This weekend we have too much going on. The next 2 weekends I'm probably not available, but who knows. So we got to enjoy ourselves. Now, so while I was there, and I just got done praising them, I stopped to think about this a little bit, because they really did put in the effort to make to foster community on this whole thing. Like, they really want there to be a strong community of players, and they want to make sure that everybody in that community is enjoying themselves. And then I read a comment online where somebody said, so if I want to play it at home with my wife, I'm just SOL. And I thought, oh yeah, yeah, you are, I guess, is there a right thing to do here? Like, you could argue that the right thing to do would be sell the product at market value and just wash your hands of it, right? Like, it's now in the market's hands. Or just limit stock purchasing per person, that sort of thing. Like, we found out, the event manager told us that they're getting another allocation, and he informed us it's a pretty good sized allocation. And I said, oh, is there going to be a purchase limit? And he said, yeah, there's going to be a purchase limit of X per person. Actually, he said X per household. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then I was just joking. I was like, so, we don't have the same last name, so does that, And he's like, you see through it or whatever. And they're selling they're selling everything at retail. They're not inflating prices. And so I thought, Okay, the purchase limit's a good idea. They're gonna hold back some more stock for league events and prizes and that sort of stuff, which is a good idea. But what about that guy who wants to, or that couple that wants to play at home? What do they do? What does that couple do when they cannot get product because maybe they are immunocompromised and can't go to league day events, so they can't pick up this extra product, or whatever. I guess they're just stuck in like paying hyperinflated market prices, or they just wait it out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. I guess, you know, I have friends who can't participate in society right now because they have medical needs that are not currently being met, and so if I want to see that friend or play games with that friend, it's an ordeal. It's not as simple as saying, hey, let's go to game night. Like they can't do that. Like, hey, let's figure out a time when whatever. And the narcissist in me says, well, that sucks for them, but I'm going to go play and do my thing. And I think that's honestly how that's how this whole pandemic has gone. The virus is on the rise right now. Like, it's huge right now. It's some of the biggest numbers we've ever seen, and nobody seems to care. And I'm one of them. Like, I've had the virus multiple times. It's it hasn't impacted me very much, if at all. I'll just move on with my life, right? But there's so many people who can't do that. They can't take that risk because they are at risk. And what do we do? And so I think that this stupid card game, this stupid little cardboard thing that we play with our friends that has a limited availability, that it seems to be contagious, is a very good model for what's going on in the world. Like, how do we bring that couple in that wants to play at home but can't because they can't find the product? How do we bridge that gap? What's the correct answer? I think that solving one of those like, they're very comparable situations in my head, and maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. But to go back to the store being like, the store has been so super fair. This store has always been that way, by the way. When we got there was not a lot of singles out. They put singles out because they, again, want to foster league play. And there was a rare there that Malia needs for her deck, so she wanted to buy it. And it was marked at like $17 or something like that, or $16.50, I think is what it was. And she was fully prepared to pay that price because, that's the going rate when you go to TCG Player or whatever. And so at the register, the manager was like, prices have been fluctuating. Let's check on the price and see where we're at. And the card was now worth like $1.50, and so he sold it to her for $1.50. I thought that was pretty remarkable, right? Like, she got 5 or 6 cards that she needed for like $2. She was like, I was fully prepared to pay $18 for these cards, but the store has been very, very fair with everybody, and that's pretty remarkable. So it was a good event. We had a good time, and then I didn't get to spend as much time on the dresser as I wanted, but I'll get it finished probably tonight, finished, and then start seeing if it works out for us. Yeah. What'd you get up to this weekend? That's really about it for me. I did that. I did some work on side project work, which was good. Supposed to have softball games yesterday, but got rained out. So, what did I do yesterday? I think I did some side project work. I've been working on tightening the rule books for both games, the Dungeon Rummy and the train game. Oh, I finished up. I got all of the wording on the cards and the board done and reordered. I actually reordered. Well, we'll talk about that. So I've got the final components coming for Rival Rails, which we'll talk about when it gets here. And I worked on this cabinet. That's what I did yesterday because I didn't get to do it on Saturday. Yeah. So hopefully, maybe tomorrow, I'll be able to show it to you. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is sentient. It is an adjective meaning possessing enough intelligence to be self-aware. Many years ago, a particular creature was selected to develop into the dominant life form on this planet. It was given certain breaks and certain challenges, all of which, when utilized or overcome, marked it indelibly with particular traits as it moved along the road to higher sentience. Roger Zelazny, American science fiction writer. Sentient, Sentient. I have also heard it pronounced sentient. Is that a different word, or is that just a different pronunciation? Like, is there a... I know there's some words like that that are confusing because they are the same word, but they're pronounced different and have different meanings.